Welcome everybody to my third video for my comeback day, I guess that if that's what you want to call it. But I just made a winners ranking for Total Drama. And this was pretty hard to do. I'll do one later on how much I like them as a character and how entertaining I think they are. But for this one, this is simply strategic. This is simply strategic thinking throughout the game and how they maneuvered along the way. So, we have 12 winners to cover. I will not be covering Jeff and Brody or MacArthur and Sanders on this ranking because they simply just played a different game. They played a completely different game than what these guys played. So, we will be ranking simply based off of the Total Drama series and not the Ridonkulous Race season. So, we have the finalists from seasons 1 through 6 or 5.5. No, from seasons 1 through 5. So let's get started. So I have my winners here, and at number 12, this is going to be a very controversial pick because this guy played the game fantastically, but there was one small thing that made me put him at the bottom, and that is Alejandro. And the fact is, Alejandro is a fantastic player. If we were ranking him based off of just this one, based off of everything except this one simple scenario he got here, he is easily in the top 3. He may be my number 1 pick. He probably is my number 1 pick if it weren't for this one problem. And this is, he was voted out at the final 4. If it wasn't for Sierra and her cake blowing up the plane, Sierra would have stayed in the final 3 with Sierra and Cody, where the final 2 is probably going to be Cody and Sierra, but Sierra blew up the plane, and if it wasn't for that, Alejandro was eliminated. The votes were shown to us that Alejandro voted for Cody, and that everybody else voted for Alejandro, which is just one flaw that made me put him at the bottom. I don't want to put him at the bottom, but it's that one simple flaw that he was voted out that I have to rank him at the bottom. And once again, I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's top 5 for sure in the series, but just this one simple fact that, once again, final 4 voted out, he's ranked at the bottom for me. So at number 11, after Alejandro, we got Zoe from All Stars. And really, she just did nothing. She did win a couple immunities at the merge, but other than that, everyone just didn't really like her, and minus the 3 people in her alliance, Mike, Zoe, and Cam. But once again, nobody really liked her. And also, Mike or Mal just dragged her to the end. Like, she would not have gotten to the end if it wasn't for Mike. Mike or Mal brought her to the end. And I feel like that just puts her at the bottom, because she really didn't do anything throughout the series. The only reason she probably could have been voted out at, like, somewhere midway through the merge, like, I think that Courtney and Gwen were gunning for Zoe at the final 5, but she won immunity, and she had to win immunity to get to the final 2. So despite how good of a character she is, I don't think she's bland at all. I think she's probably a better character than most of the people we will be talking here. But just her game in All-Stars, it just wasn't that good. So she's ranked here at number 11. Now, at number 10, we have 10 winners left to reveal, and at number 10, we have Lightning. And the fact is that his team sucked. And if he didn't win immunity at the final 3, he would have been voted out. Cam or Zoe had a really tight alliance, and they would have taken out Lightning if they won immunity. And plus, Lightning somehow not realizing Cam was just like hanging on to his back. Like, I just don't know how he didn't realize that. Like, Cam is probably, like, the show makes us think he's like 5 pounds, but he has to be at least like 70 pounds. But you have to feel 70 pounds on your back. And even though Lightning is a huge muscle man, and he probably takes steroids, he just didn't realize that somehow. But anyway, he's just not a good player. He's stupid. He didn't think Joe was a girl somehow. I don't know how. But he's just not a good player. He's stupid. Like, the Cam and Joe situation make it to where I feel like I have to rank him at number 10. But he wasn't well liked. People only voted for him to win in the finale, even though he didn't. People only wanted him to win in the finale because they thought Cameron wouldn't pull off the win because of Cam's physique. But I just felt like that he could have done something, like maybe take Scott to the end, as Scott probably could have been sabotaged by Fang in the finale. I feel like Scott would have been ranked higher if Scott made the finale in Revenge of the Island, but he didn't, so Scott ranks here because he just sucks. If he was a character, we would rank him much higher, but he's not. But we're ranking based off game. So, at number 9, we have the one of the winners from Pahkitew Island, and that is Sky. And Sky probably would have gone home at the final 7 if Dave weren't to quit. It's like a party situation in Micronesia. If Johnny Fairplay didn't quit in the first round of Micronesia, Party goes home easily. But it's a similar situation in the merge. Dave quit. But if he didn't quit, it's most likely Sky who's going home there. Sorry. But Dave was highly campaigning for himself to be eliminated. And if he didn't highly campaign for himself to be eliminated, Sky goes home. Like, nobody really liked Sky. Dave was probably the only person who really actually liked Sky as a person. But they just and he just quit. He just quit the final 7. And I feel like if Sky would have just played Dave like Alejandro played everybody in season 3, if Sky just played everyone, if Sky just played Dave to thinking that she liked him, then she probably would have been ranked higher because Dave probably wouldn't have quit, and those two would have probably been a solid duo throughout the show. Plus from the final 6 on, it was basically just auto elims. It was basically auto eliminations because Scarlet was just hated by Chris because she tried to kill everybody. Max was voted out. Max just was booed along with Scarlet because he wanted to be evil. That didn't work out well for him. Jasmine was booted because she didn't get to the mountain on time because of a tree. And Sugar was voted out because she sucks. But yeah, so she's just here at number 9 because she didn't really play a good game. She would have been voted out at the final 7. All right, so wow, we've lost half of our winners on the bottom row. But anyways, from the last winner of World Tour left, we got Heather. And the thing is, if we were ranking Heather off of her game from Island, she would easily be number one. She was a fantastic player in Island. But the thing is, she didn't win Island. She didn't make it to the finale in Island, so she couldn't be an alternate winner either way. So she just didn't. And nobody liked her in World Tour. If it was an eliminated contestants vote like it was Action, Heather easily loses World Tour. Unless she's up against Alejandro, which she was. But that is such an unlikely scenario with 17 people, with actually 18 people who are in the season. You have to, you can only win if you're up against one person. That sucks. Plus, I'm pretty sure nobody voted for her when like in season 3, the final aftermath. I'm pretty sure they voted on who they wanted to win the game, and she didn't get any votes. Nobody voted for her to win. It was only Cody, and Blaney was forced to vote for her because she didn't have a say in anything. But she didn't really get any pro Heather votes. So yeah, nobody liked her, and she probably could have been voted out at any point. All right, so we're down to our top 7 winners, and at number 7, we got Gwen. And she wasn't well liked by people. At the end, it was when they voted for who they wanted to win, it was a sweep out 15-5 with Owen getting 15 votes to win, but obviously it didn't come down to that. It came down to a challenge. But Gwen was not well liked, but she did play a pretty good game. She aligned herself with Lashana and Trent, very good players in the game. Obviously, Trent isn't really known as like a good player, but his Island game was actually pretty good until his boot. And she got into quite a bit of drama, which is something I don't have to say with these other 6 people's games. They didn't get into quite a lot of drama. I mean, Cam probably at the final 4 of Revenge of the Island, he did get a little bit of drama with Lightning there. That probably could have costed him the game. But, yeah. Gwen just ranked there. All right, moving on to number 6, we got Cameron, the basically everywhere winner of Revenge of the Island. And the thing is, he played a fantastic game up till the final 4. He didn't need that win. He could have just let Lightning win, and he probably makes it really far. If he just let Lightning win, Lightning isn't so mad about taking him to the final 2. And Lightning probably would go a little less hard at the final 2. So he would have gotten an easier win. He also didn't need that final 4. He just votes... Zoe and Lightning, he just drags them in, and they vote out Scott. That's just an easy win. He doesn't need immunity ever. He's a great player, but it's just that at the final 3, he could have been voted out at the final 3, but Lightning realized that he's an easier beat at the end, so he could have just not made Lightning so mad by winning immunity, but whatever. All right, top 5, and at number 5 we got winner Total Drama Island, Owen, and he's really the only actual official winner, because if he wasn't the official winner, none of the seasons afterwards happened. Island is the only canon. If it wasn't for Owen winning Island, then nothing happens. He gets 100K, everybody goes home, the show's over. That's what happens if Owen didn't win Island. But he wins Island, gives up the $1 million, gives up $100,000, which is one of the main reasons why he's here. But he was well liked by everyone, but he never thought strategically. he was just brought to the end because everyone liked him and nobody wanted to vote him out. He was really never in danger of being voted out. So this is why he's here at number 6. But he never did anything to do that. He was just well liked by people. He did do very well in the dodgeball competition, which probably saved him from a couple rounds of elimination. I do think that the final 14 round, where Beth is voted out, and he could have easily been voted out there for screwing up with the dishes. Because he ate all the ribs, which screwed the Gophers in the challenge. So, with those minor flaws, he's ranked here at number 6. I actually, when I made this list, I had Cameron at number 2 and then Owen at number 6. But once I realized while filming this video that, Cameron would have went home at the final 3. He almost went home. I had to put Cameron lower than him, but yeah. Alright, final 4, and these are some pretty great winners. These are great players, and the action players are probably the best of the show. But at number 4, we got Beth. And this is kind of like a Maggie Osborne situation. No fan of the show likes her. Nobody was a fan of her on TV because she's just not a great character. But since we're strictly talking about their strategic game here, she played fantastically. I mean, this is a great game. She was really well liked by everybody. Everybody liked her and were willing to give... DJ, who was a strong ally of Duncan in Island, and the trio of Jeff, DJ, and Duncan went really far in Island. But Beth was so well liked and did so well when the eliminated contestants were asking her questions. DJ gave his vote to Beth over Duncan, who is somebody who he was really great friends with. So I think that Beth played a great game in action. Obviously I prefer Duncan's win because he's ranked higher than her, but she had much more dominance. She had much dominance over the game, and she played fantastically. She's not a great character. She's probably the worst character out of all these people here, but she's definitely a pretty good player. Alright, final 3. And at number 3, we got Duncan. And Duncan is a fantastic player. He's a really good player. You can't say he's not a good player because he placed 4th, he won, or he was the runner-up. One of the two. It doesn't really matter. He placed 5th. And then, should we really count his All-Stars placement? He basically quit. But Duncan was well-liked by most people. People really liked him. Obviously, Courtney coming into the game was almost a screw-up for him. But he was able to build that relationship with her. And then ride that to the Final 4, where Duncan votes out Courtney, which I think was the right move because Courtney probably wouldn't have won against Duncan in the Final 2, but Courtney couldn't have gone to the Final 2. So one of them had to be eliminated. Sorry, guys. But Duncan played a great game. He got his ally further than Beth. Beth's main ally in Lindsay was voted out at the Final 6. Duncan's main ally, Courtney, was cut at the Final 4. So, yeah, he got his ally further. He dominated the whole season. He was never in trouble. I mean, you could say at the Final 6 when Justin was eliminated, you could say that he was in a bit of trouble there if Justin wasn't being such a stupido that round. But he was able to get Justin out, and I feel like him getting Justin out basically solidified his position in the final 2. So, yeah. Alright, top 2 winners, Mike and Sean. And this one was a really tough pick. But at number 2, we got the game of Mike/Mal from Total Drama All-Stars. And I'm counting Mal as Mike's game. And Mal completely dominated the game. But my main issue with him was that Mal wasn't well liked. He was figured out really easily that Mal was in control by Duncan, which spread to Zoe, which basically spread to the entire cast at that point. Mal played a really good game. He dominated the game. He got Zoe to the end kept her for every round. Where Mal is a great physical dominator, but my flaw with him is that he was figured out so easily by Duncan, and I felt like if he never broke out of his mouthing and only kept Mal in confessionals, that he would be better. He would have been better. But no, he broke it sometimes, hurt some people. I mean, hurting Cameron was a terrible move. Cameron was an ally for him and Zoe. Like, that's 3 votes you have. Like, come on, why are you getting rid of Cameron? Like, you had to medically evacuate Cameron. Like, you had to do that. Now, my number 1 winner. And I'm just going to stay over here. It's Sean. Sean played a great game. He was never in trouble. Everybody loved him. Like, I'm pretty sure he was never in the bottom 2. I'm pretty sure that if we got every single vote, that he never got a vote. He probably never gets a vote because everybody likes him. Like, I felt like ranking him lower, like maybe maybe like 6th or 7th, due to the screw up he made at the final 2 by making his confessional so abundant on what he thought of Jasmine's plans. But I just thought that's more of Chris's doing. Like, Chris screwed up both of their games, so he won't really knock them both down. Plus, confessionals are only supposed to be for TV only. Like, don't show that to other people. But anyways, that's my winners ranking. Yeah, this is my original ranking. This is why I originally made it. But yeah, I dropped Cameron down quite significantly. But yeah. That's it. That's my winners ranking. Wow, long video. Anyways, alright, hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys later. Bye.